Hey, what's up? It's Dan here, and we're going to demonstrate an activation exercise for the serratus anterior muscle using a foam roller. So what you should know about your serratus anterior is your serratus anterior is a muscle that goes on your ribs right on here, spans out, so it kind of stars out like this, and it is a scapular muscle that helps protract the scapula and helps upwardly rotate it. So this is very important anytime you bring your arm over your head. Whenever you move your shoulder, your scapula has to move with you. And if it doesn't, then you get impingement and pain in that shoulder. So it's a very common exercise, a muscle that is inactive in people who are often stressed out. And you see this when people have really flat backs, flat thoracic spines. You tend to see very minimal activation in the serratus anterior. So we're going to activate it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a foam roller, put it on the wall, put it about eye level. So pinky's on the rollers right here. What we're going to do is we're going to push the roller into the wall, and we're going to push our ribs up and into the wall, and then we're going to round our back. So as I push into the wall like that, pushing my ribs up and into it, I should start to feel the muscles right here start to turn on. And if you're feeling this in your shoulders, which might happen, you want to make sure you bring the shoulders down first, then round them, and then push into the wall. Once you get a good feel for those muscles, then you're going to push into the wall as you roll it up, and you go all the way up until you get to the top. And another thing to note is that you should see my scapula gliding. So as I come up, you should see this scapula, this shoulder blade, should see it start to slide up. See right there, it's sliding up and away. That is the upper rotation being driven by the serratus anterior. Now we do see a few mistakes with this one, and this is one of the hardest exercises, one of the hardest muscles to activate. So you got to pay real attention to the mistakes. So one of the big things we see is when people go into this, they'll turn their hands in so they rotate. And this is a sign you either have really tight pecs, really tight anterior deltoid, possibly tight lats, and your rotator cuff isn't very strong. So you want to do some strengthening exercise if you find yourself going inward and consciously fixing it doesn't work. Another thing we see is people will bring their wrists inward and they'll start doing this. Once you get out of external rotation, then the serratus anterior won't activate. So if you start going inward, that's another problem we see. So you want to make sure your forearms stay parallel the whole time. Even think about bringing the wrist outside the forearms a little bit and just have that in your head as you go up. So those are two major things. Also, when you bring the shoulders too high, people will tend to feel more in the shoulders. So you want to make sure your shoulders are down and back. And if you struggle bringing down and back, then I recommend activating your lats and doing the lat pull down like movement to help bring those shoulders into a good position. So those are kind of the main mistakes we see. You really want to make sure you feel the muscle. If you don't feel the muscle, then you have to keep making adjustments. So that's all. Let me know how it goes, and I hope you have an amazing day.